Hello, coin collectors out there.
Wow.
Welcome back to the Big D Coins channel. Here on this channel, I share with you some of my coins and tell you what to look for in your very own coin collection. So, here I have a pretty modern Jefferson nickel. You might not think it's any special by looking at the obverse. It's a 1993 Philadelphia mint. Many millions of these were produced, but what you'll see on the back is what makes it pretty cool. So there's a die crack right there running from the top of Monticello to the rim. There's also two other die cracks on this coin. So there's a total of three die cracks in total. Let me zoom in and show you this other die crack, the other two die cracks. So there's one right there running from the building to the edge of the coin, and there's another one down at the bottom right there. So three total die cracks. This coin was found while coin roll hunting. You can easily, well, not so easily, but you can find coins like this relatively frequently if you go through enough nickels, and they can be worth actually more than face value. So that's what this video is going to get into. But first, let me tell you a little bit about my channel. So here on this channel, I share with you some coin roll hunting videos. I share with you my cool coins that are part of my collection and tell you what to look for your very own collection. So I go through a decent amount of coins. Some of them I find are rare and collectible and have some pretty cool features. Some of them aren't, but I try and only share the rare and cool ones with you here on YouTube. So 1993 nickel. Let's talk a little bit about the nickel before we start talking about the errors. So this year there were actually quite a lot produced, as there were in the 1990s. In 1993, there were 406 million produced at the Denver Mint, 412 million produced at the Philadelphia Mint, and there were a cool 3.3 million proof coins produced at the San Francisco Mint. So mine's got the P mint mark on the obverse that you're looking at right here, which indicates that it's from the Philadelphia Mint. So a little bit about the metal content of the coin. This coin is 75% copper, 25% nickel. Kind of interesting that they call it the nickel and not the copper, as it's made up mostly of copper. So its melt value of the coin is worth 4 cents, so not recommended to hoard these for the metal content unless the price of copper shoots right up. Otherwise, you're better off just spending the coin. So let's talk about the mint error that we're looking at here. We're looking at a die crack. Now, a die crack is part of the hub and die error variety. I've talked about a lot of different varieties on the channel, but the hub and die error variety includes fundamental die setting errors, missing design elements, double dies, die cracks, die breaks, die chips, die clashes, MAD clashes, punching errors, overdate and over mint marks, trails, mule, and misaligned dies. So what the die is when you're making a coin is the die has the design of the coin on it, and then as a kind of assembly line of coins is going through, it will slam down on the planchet, which is just the raw kind of circular metal coin that doesn't have any engravings on it yet, and that die will smash down on the planchet and then create this design. Create this cool design that we have here. The design that you're looking at is Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home. So sometimes that die crashing down and smashing into the planchet can cause some errors. And this is one of the errors that's actually pretty common. It's called a die crack. It could be a die break, or I don't think it's a die chip, but it could be a die break. I'm not entirely sure. If you are familiar, please do let me know in the comment section. So I'll zoom in case you forgot where it was. That is the die crack right there that we're looking into. So dies can crack during the producing during use, producing jagged raised lines on the surface, subsequently struck coins. In the United States coinage, many Morgan dollar coins show slight die cracks. Dies with cracks, especially those with cracks near the edge, sometimes break. So fortunately, this coin hasn't broke yet. The broken piece can be retained in a position or fall away. So if it did break, it's still in its original position. Die cracks and retained dies can break can be difficult to distinguish. Retained die breaks across the coin's face from the rim, with the area one side of the break being slightly higher than the other side. Now, I think both of these sides are probably the same height, so I don't think it is a retained die break. I think it's just a die crack. Coins struck after the break falls away have a raised, rounded, unstruck area along the edge. These coins are known to collectors as cuds. Sometimes an area of the die chip will fall off the center. So that's some information about what a die crack is. Sorry, I kind of stumbled through it there. I was reading from a source known as Wikipedia, which is just kind of a general knowledge place that I go to sometimes for good information and definitions. Obviously wouldn't trust any pricing that they have on there as far as collectible coins, but they do have the full definitions for all of the coin collecting terms that you could want to know. So let's talk a little bit about the price of this. Now, the price is really going to vary. Unfortunately, the die cracks aren't the most collectible varieties. There are some more valuable varieties out there, such as double die obverses, double die reverses, repunch dates, repunch mint marks, small dates, triple die obverse, triple die reverses. So those are some more valuable varieties and errors that are out there. Unfortunately, I've got the Cherry Picker's Guide to Rare Die Varieties of United States Coins, and there aren't any die cracks in it, so I couldn't really get a definitive price guide to see what this coin would be worth. But looking on eBay, you can find plenty of die crack coins for kind of the $2 to $3 range. Now, if it was like what I mentioned earlier about having uneven surfaces, such as the retained die break, I believe that's what it's called when there are uneven surfaces, I bet that would really skyrocket the price of the coin. Also, this coin, as you can see, is far from mint state. It's got a lot of scratches throughout it. Now you can see the die crack is differentiated because it's raised up from the coin. But if this coin was in better condition, it'd be worth even more money. But you can find these just rolling through nickels, so go out and check them out. Also wanted to share with you, well, I have you here, some history about the Jefferson nickel. So this is coming from the website treasurepursuits.com. And let me get into it a little bit. So after 79 years, the Jefferson nickel has only undergone some modest updating to its design, but still resembles the original version. So you might have known in 2004, they kind of switched it up for the Westward Journey series. So excluding that, it really hasn't changed too much at all. Felix Schlag, who's the designer's obverse design, features the bust of Jefferson facing the left. To the left of the bust, near the rim, are the words, "In God We Trust." So as you can see, as I said, on the left, that's where we see "In God We Trust." On the right is where we see liberty and the date, as well as the mint mark for 1993. On the reverse, here's where we got the reverse. On the reverse, a rendition of Jefferson's beloved home, Monticello, is in the center. The classic U.S. coin motto, "E pluribus unum," can be found directly above Monticello. Below is the denomination 5 cents in United States of America. Jefferson nickels, excluding those that were minted from 1942 to 1945, are 75% copper and 25% nickel. So I've got some other videos about those 1942 to 1945 coins. Those are actually really cool and a lot kind of more interesting than the regular copper Jefferson nickels, because those 42 to 45 wartime nickels actually have some silver in them. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'll start to wrap it up. If you're into coin collecting, please do check out some of the other videos on my channel. I just thought I'd take some time to share with you this cool find that I found. It's got some die cracks in it. Keep your eye out for die cracks when coin roll hunting. You can see this is a common date, so it might just get discarded, but if you're looking for errors and varieties, this would pop right up to you. So hopefully you enjoy. Take care. Enjoy. Bye, everyone.